Today, let's take a look at yet another harmonic phrase that appears repeatedly in the jazz standard repertoire. Remember, these are crucial to know if you want to become a better jazz musician. This is actually an extended version of our previous harmonic phrase that targeted the 6 minor chord from the 1 chord. I'll show you how it works so that you can play them in all keys with ease. Remember, these are short harmonic phrases, so often found in the repertoire that knowing them in all keys will increase your improvisational skills tenfold. And be sure to stay around until the end of the video, where I'll show you how to download the PDF and access the backing tracks with today's exercise in all keys for concert instruments, B-flat instruments, and E-flat instruments. You can't go wrong when you practice these phrases in all keys. So let's get started. Today's progression is based on the first 4 measures of Blues for Alice. And not surprisingly, the first chords in the progression are the ones we studied in our first video. A 1 followed by a 2-5 of 6 that resolves to the 6th chord. But now, the 6th chord is being reinterpreted as the related 2, the 2 of 5. As we've shown you in our reharmonization series, the 6 and the 2 of 5 are the exact same chord. It's like a wormhole in the harmonic map, since we can travel from the 6th chord to the 2 of 5 instantly without taking any paths. And that's what we're doing here. These are 3 consecutive 2-5s that resolve to their targets. E minor 7 flat 5 to A7 resolves to D minor 7, which creates another 2-5 with the G7 that resolves to C minor 7, which in turn turns into another related 2 followed by F7, which finally resolves to the 4 chord. In Blues for Alice, this 4 chord is a dominant chord because we're in a blues context. But in other jazz standards, it usually resolves to a 4 major 7 as expected. This is a 4-measure harmonic phrase that takes you from the 1 chord to the 4 chord. And again, you'll find this harmonic move in many jazz standards. So in step 1, we're going to play the root of the chords. This is crucial because you'll learn how to think about this progression with this step. Remember, we're getting to the 4 chord from the tonic by using consecutive 2-5s. And the first root movement is, as we've seen in our previous video, a half step down. The 2 of 6 is a half step below the tonic. Remember this move, it's essential. Now the roots move by perfect fifths around the circle of fifths. A typical way of playing this would be to alternate the direction of these root movements like this. Now you can see how by following the circle of fifths, the roots of the related 2 chords create a descending line in the current key, until we get to the 4 chord. And of course, the 5/7's roots also move downward in the current key. And now that you understand this perspective, play the roots of the chords in all keys like this. Notice how I'm reinterpreting the 4 chord as the new tonic. This allows me to move from key to key. In step 2, we're going to play the arpeggios on each chord. Now pay attention to the E minor 7 chord. This could be a minor 7 flat 5 or a minor 7 chord. And you'll find both chord types in different standards. Sometimes you'll see an E minor 7 flat 5 and sometimes you'll see an E minor 7. In our last video, we played the 2 of 6 as a minor 7 flat 5. But today, let's play it as a minor 7 chord. So now we're adding the chord types to our sound like this. If you want, you can expand on these steps by playing the thirds, the fifths, or the sevenths of each chord. And if you're more advanced, just practice improvising over these chord changes in all keys by using the backing tracks at the end of this video. And as always, hope that was helpful. All of our members will have access to the PDF for this lesson. And we've also included a mapping tonal harmony profile for those using the app. If you're not a member yet, use the join button right here on YouTube to become one. For those of you who don't have Mapping Tonal Harmony Pro, we've created 2 backing tracks for you to practice today's exercise in all keys. One with piano, bass, and drums, and one without the piano for our piano players out there. And you'll find them right now on this video. And remember that you can use the chapters feature right here on YouTube to loop each track if you want. YouTube seems to think you're going to like one of these two videos over here, so please stick around to learn more by clicking on one